Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we're going to do some of the stuff that we normally do, show you guys some new consignments, show you guys some stuff that I've bought personally, and then we're going to open up a pack here at the very end. So let's start off with, some of the consignment stuff. I'm still really enjoying these. For the most part, I get in good quality products, and then we get to mix in some of the really high-end stuff every now and then. But this is another consignment that just come in. These should all say CS10 in the title. I believe they're going to start on the 23rd. But first up, we have a Shining Charizard. It is a Near Mint 7, and I believe it's a pretty strong Near Mint. I think maybe that front corner, that was why it got the 7. We have a Shining Kabutops. The Japanese Shinings, I actually do like the way that it's pretty similar to the English side, but there's something about it. There is a little bit of a difference in the hollow pattern and stuff. I really do like them. Next up, we have the Birthday Pikachu Not Awake. It's an 8. Got a Chansey PSA 7 first edition. You can see the back side there. You can see the hollow. I mean, it's a nice looking 7. Very good quality, display worthy. Next up, we have a Jirachi. This is a PSA 10 from the Clash of the Blue Sky or something like that, first edition. But it's the EX Deoxys for those of us who collect the English side. But pretty cool artwork. I really like that one. And then last, we've got a pretty high-end one. We've got the Shining Magikarp. This is Gem Mint 10. I just sold one of these as a pair with this and the Shining Gyarados not too long ago. Fortunately, it was a sequential set that was broken up. But this one is a different one. Just come in and we'll see how it does in auction. So we'll put that one there in the background. I really like that one. Make sure it doesn't get away from its consignment stuff. Next up, I've got some more cards in. And this is a base set, hollow set, Mint 9. Probably one of the easiest ways to get into PSA grading and collecting, and one of the most affordable, rewarding ways to collect the WotC sets is to go for the PSA 9s. And if you start with the base set, a lot of these cards are very affordable. Some of them are under $100, and a base set pack, even light, is going to be $300-400. Maybe it's come down below that, but that's where it was last time I checked. You know, a heavy guaranteed pack, there aren't many places that are going to offer that with the guaranteed hollow, but you might be able to get lucky and find one for $400 or $500, you know, on eBay. But most likely you're going to pay a little bit more for that guarantee. Now these are already graded, so you don't even have to pay the grading fee, and they pulled the Mint 9. Very succinct, good quality for what you're paying for. A lot of times the only difference between some of these 9s and a 10 will be like a white speck, and sometimes that white speck isn't even there. Could be a print line or something like that, centering slightly off, but usually something really small. I know a lot of people who collect like just the 9s because it's so much easier to find the 9s than it is the 10s at times. Alright, so that's all of them. So if you wanted to get yourself a base set PSA 9 hollow set, I mean, there it is. And then also this person sent in a No Damage Ninetales. For those of you who don't know, there are theme decks. Well, from what we know, we do know that you can get them from the theme decks, from the Brushfire theme deck. We don't know that's the only way you can get it, but it is confirmed that you can. I even have one of the sealed decks myself, or one of the decks that's been opened, but inside you still have the sealed deck. And I know of someone else who has one of those old school Pokemon. He's like the No Damage Ninetales guru. He's got so many of these things. But you can see right there, there is no 80 damage. This is only on the shadowless version. You can see it right there. You know, the shadowless version for the most part is supposed to be the same as the shadowed version. But the shadowless version, this one in particular doesn't have the 80 damage, but the other shadowless ones, in fact the majority of them, will have the 80 damage there. But as you can see, this one does not. It's a really cool error. Most collectors of errors of misprints have this in their top 3, top 5, something like that, because you know it's one of those things that it's still pretty elusive, but it is attainable. It's super elusive in a PSA 10. I think there's only one that's known to exist, and even then it's not labeled correctly. But this one's been graded by Beckett. There's the front, there's the back. I'm curious to see where they go. This isn't super expensive. You know, the 9s and the 10s from PSA can get super expensive, but it's common enough to where you might be paying several $100s, you know, upwards of $1,000 at times, but I don't expect it to be, you know, as high up as like that Shining Magikarp back there. Alright, next up, some stuff that I personally bought. I bought this back in late August. It expired over 60 days. I just trusted that it was going to come, and eventually it did come through, so I'm glad that it did. I still need this in a PSA 10. I've got it in a CGC 10. I feel like it'd cross over pretty easy, but it's just so expensive. It's worth more just to wait till somebody auctions one of these things off for probably $100 or less, and than to actually send it into PSA, because the grading fee itself is more than the whole card is worth. Next up, I got another one of these in. I'm not sure why the Japanese seller, well, the seller who was in Japan, I don't know if he's actually Japanese or not, he provided a tracking number, but there was no tracking number at all in the package. It was like a handwritten letter type deal, so I don't know what was going on with that. It never updated, so it makes sense why I wasn't getting updates on the tracking, but I have pulled in this one. I still got one more that I'm waiting to come in, so hopefully that does end up happening. I believe it's it's a quantity 2 one. Next up, I got this from Heritage Auctions. Actually, I won lots of things from them. I don't know why they shipped this one out individually. Maybe this was one that I'd won afterwards. I've won several decks in these auction houses recently for $150, or less. And then after you pay the buyer premium and the shipping and stuff, it comes out usually under $180. Recently, I heard Scott S.M. Pratt talking about how these were a really good deal, and he saw some of them like from PWCC. And that were going for pretty low, so I thought that was kind of ironic, because I won some in the PWCC lot, but they still haven't shipped out my product yet. We're still working on what's supposed to be done there, but hopefully soon I get a tracking number. It was pretty expensive. I'm still waiting on my main stuff from Heritage to come in too. I'm really excited about some of the items that I got in. Can't wait to show you guys. If I show it all, I don't know. It's some really cool uncut sheets. Alright, and then last but not least, I got in these 2 box toppers. I got in the Venusaur and the Scissor PSA 10. I think I paid $2,500 for the pair, so $1,250-ish roughly each, more like $1,000 and $1,500. And I'm down to one that I need. I still need the Suicune. I have a 9, but I do need the 10. So if you have one of those, I'm probably still willing to pay around $1,000, maybe a little bit more, just to finish it off, depending on how the market has went. It's come down a lot, so most people have been much more flexible with their prices. They're not looking towards the moon anymore, which is kind of been nice on the buying side. And on the selling side, I'm pretty adaptive, so I don't mind the falling prices. It has been weird seeing a lot of PSA 9 and the 7 to 9 cards, go in auction for like $15. I mean, that's like basically you're getting the card already graded at cost of what it would be for the bulk contractor price. Now, I do apologize for some of the noise that might be going in the background. I think my mom decided to, when she came in a second ago, to crank up the TV. Maybe she didn't hear me over here, but I'm hoping there won't be any cussing, in the video. Alright, so next up we have a shout out, and then we'll open up the booster pack. And it says, if you could, please shout out my YouTube channel, Rock Pokemon. Man, that takes me back to Rock, Carolina. I've done a lot of business with him, and he still has an eBay store now. He shut it down for a little bit. I bought out most of his inventory, but he was local, and he's a really good guy. But he runs a Chick-fil-A now. Alright, so where I post weekly Market Mondays videos, host live stream hangouts, and have a podcast 2 to 3 times a month. I would love to keep growing my community on the road to 1K subscribers. I will be opening up a heavy Japanese base pack of my own live on YouTube for my 30th birthday this Wednesday. Well, happy birthday, man. I'm 31 myself, so right there with you. November 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Thanksgiving? Oh, no. Today's the 22nd. Yeah, so Thanksgiving's the next day. Hopefully we both pull bangers for me. God bless, brother. Thank you, or thankful for another follower of Christ in the community. Connor, aka Rock Pokemon on IG and YouTube. Yeah, I appreciate that. I've always been surprised at how supportive you guys are. I've been told, if you tell people you're a Christian on YouTube, they're going to like bash you and stuff. But I really haven't experienced that. And maybe it's because I filter out a lot of the spam stuff, but I appreciate it. So this is the last one of the 60.6 to 16.69. So far we've had only hollows from this, so it's worked out. But in case we don't, I do have the next step up to open up another pack. So this is for Connor. Here we go. Rock Pokemon. Best of luck to your YouTube channel, man. It's always good to see people coming in and creating new content. Good competition is definitely a healthy attribute of Pokemon. Especially if you're working together. Alright, here we go. We have Vulpix, Magnemite, Nice. Got the War Turtle and Charmander. That's what we had in that other pack. What was it? What did we pull? Wasn't the Alakazam, was it? No, it might have been the Alakazam. It was a... There's no other psychic ones, right? I think it was Alakazam. I can't remember. Do you guys remember? Charmander, Voltorb, Machoke, Nidoran, Drowsy, and then we have the Pokédex. And then for the holo, we have a Raichu. Nice. Definitely one of the better ones you could pull. Let's see. Is it got a Mega Swirl in here somewhere? I don't see this. I don't see a swirl. It's so cool how the bleed comes through pretty heavy on these cards. You can even see it on the border. Now you can see that it is shifted to the left just a little bit. Back centering seems a little bit better. You know, I say that sometimes and really it's not, but I think it is a little bit better on the back side. Corners look okay. Ooh, well, there might be a tiny white dot down there, which I'm over here trying to pull it off on the outside of the case. But hopefully that does come off for you, and if not, congratulations anyways on your Raichu. I wish the best of luck to your YouTube channel and on your pull that you'll be having from another heavy, I think you said it was Japanese base, yeah, another heavy Japanese base set pack. If you're interested in these consignments, just be checking out my eBay store. Man, I'm surprised you guys there's so many of you following me on there. I get a lot of messages anytime I put stuff up. Hopefully, you know, they'll turn out great prices. I hope to see some more really cool stuff on consignment too. Thanks.